Oh, hey, look, Editor Taco here again at the beginning of an episode to tell you guys some news. So here's what happened. Taco made a whoopsie. I lost the episode that happened between the one that happened before this one, and it was very important. So I'm here to give you guys a brief little rundown about what happened last time from the perspective of me and Sticks. So, last episode, the one before it, we battled a dragon, slammed it into a wall of force, suplexed it out of the sky, lawyered a can. It was a good time, grand old time. So that episode ended, and then we picked up with the party in the carriage. We were driving around with the witness, doing the talking, discussing the status of our world, which apparently was about to end. And then Sticks had an idea. What if we offered the witness the deck of many things, the item that we're carrying around with us? He said yes or no. I think he said no at first, and then Sticks was like, well, I'm going to do it anyways. And then the party did what the party does best, which was just kind of throw caution to the wayside and just start yoinking cards out of this bad boy. And this is how it went down. So Sticks draws a card, and it's a bad one. Sticks loses all former affiliation with anything. He is no longer a named one. He is no longer affiliated with the college or anything like that. Then Sticks draws another one, which is the Fate card, which allows him to erase one event in his past. Make it as if it never happened. Then Sticks has this brilliant idea. He's all like, see, I drew cards and it went well. How about you draw a card, Mr. Witness? And he's like, okay, cool. And he drew a card and he got donjoned. His whole essence got siphoned into an extra dimensional, like, little pocket where he will now sit for all eternity. And we're not going to put any effort into finding him. So he no longer has to witness sad things anymore. But he is just now kind of alone floating through space. And then Ziller happens. So then Ziller draws a card. And Ziller drew the 3 Wishes card, which I believe to be the moon. And then he rolls a D3 because it's D3 wishes. And he gets 2. So then, of course, in, natural Kjol fashion, we go, okay, cool. Well, we have 2 wishes, a number of wishes. We could just win the game. Let's win D&D. So we did that. We started to figure out, how do we want to wish the pain to be better? To fix the pain. The whole point of the campaign. Do it one fell swoop with the deck of many things. Draw a card, fix it all. Wham, bam, cow. So we start to think about it. And then we realize Feff is going to try and screw us over. So what do? What any reasonable person would do. We consult the lawyer in a can, which then puts Feff, the DM, in the strange position where he has to advise us and also try to screw us over. Typical DM stuff. So what we then did was phone a friend. We used our phone a friend and we called in a human who I think is named Marcus. I don't know. I don't remember. This is a very last minute thing. And we called him in because he is capable of giving legal advice. He works in that sort of dominion. So we called him in and we're like, hey, this is what we think we're going to say. And he was like, okay. And he role played the lawyer in the can. And we were like, hey, we think this is what we're going to say. And he was like, okay, cool. I think that works. And we're like, okay, cool. We think that works. And we looked at God, aka Feff, and we're like, do you think this works? And he was like, yeah, I think that works. And then we cast Wish. Ziller went all sicko mode, third eye, Mobamba on the world. And fixed the pain. Just like that. Wham, bam, thank you, man. Heckin' souls can just move freely now. There's no longer this sort of thing where there's too many bodies and not enough souls. We fixed the whole campaign in the span of about 20 minutes. And then the episode ended because that's literally all we did. We literally just talked to a lawyer friend of ours for about 30 minutes on stream and we're like, hey, how do we not get screwed over here? And now we're picking up immediately after that. So again, hi, I'm the one that's in charge of the footage. I'm really sorry you don't get to actually see that. More reason to watch it live over at twitch.tv/surffeffers_. So if you want to see it as it happens and not end up in a situation like this where you have to listen to the silly editor man, aka the silly wizard boy, tell you how it went down like third hand, you should watch it live. But that being said, we're going to jump into this episode right after all that really cool stuff happened. And yeah, sorry again. Okay, enjoy the video. Bye. Hello, we're in it. We're doing it. We're doing the thing. Hello and welcome. God help me. It's Thursday, which means we're playing Kjol. Very excited. The party is level 20 now. Fixing the pain has given them enough experience. I feel like it's a big enough checkpoint to spend the last couple of episodes at the 20th level, which is terrifying. This is completely new ground for me as a DM. I'm very excited. Some of the things that they've said off stream scare me. But I mean, you know, hey, it's they've earned it. You know, I feel like they've made it all the way through. I took revivification off the table halfway through the campaign. You know, it's been a real tough campaign. They were so lucky from drawing from the deck of many things. You know, they deserve this head pat. All right, well, after having pulled the wish card and taken very, very careful precautions into how they phrased it, the party did manage to save the pain. And what that entails is that the pain is no longer broken. The souls are now able to return to this existence, and people are no longer snapping and going crazy. Farron kind of driving the cart, this magical RV of a cart. You finally, after going through a surprisingly quiet spine, all of the armies having moved off, you're still concerned about Pip, and want to make sure. It's kind of one of the big things on your mind but you feel a lot more relaxed as you round the final corner and you can see Keep Coccyx. Less snow on the ground right now. We're finally in spring fully, and I see a couple, chimney smokes going up, a couple columns of smoke, and everything seems rather peaceful. The party arrives at Keep Coccyx.
I'm going to stumble my way out of the cart, and I'm just gonna scream to everybody in the keep and be like, "The Savior Calder is home!"
Calder kind of gets out, looks at you a little bit, just. He kind of just walks inside.
I'm gonna make that man a named one, and his name's gonna be the Savior, and there's nothing he can do about it. I'm going to stumble past the everybody, just go straight to bed and just fall asleep.
Okay, all right.
Just nap.
You just land hard. What's everyone else doing?
So what's the status of the armies in the Goblin army now?
So Jarl Isix and Jarl Gorin both have an army, and buffed with your army of goblins, they moved out of the spine into the lowlands to aid the war effort that Jarl Gorin has brought against Jarl Perenna. Yeah. And once everyone started snapping, there was chaos. And from the reports that you were given by White Knuckle, brought in from the front line, they were pushed into the frost fogs and fell back to a specific fortress mountain within the frost fogs and have requested aid. Make a history check for me, Zaz.
The heck is mine? All right, sure. See what I roll. A 4.
4. Okay. Yeah, you've been there. You remember being there at one point. How you got there, a little vague. What happened there, little vague. But you know you've been there.
All right, I guess I'll probably be working with White Knuckle to plan the whatever reinforcements.
Okay.
When Ziller goes in to go to bed, without permission, Styx is gonna start just going outside and like picking up armfuls of snow,
Okay.
and then carrying it into Ziller's room and putting it on the ground, and then walking out and grabbing armfuls of snow, walking in, putting it on the ground, and then while Ziller sleeps, I'm gonna take out some scissors. Styx is gonna turn into the Midnight Barber and get some Ziller hair and cut some fingernails off of him, give him a little sleepy time manicure and pedicure.
Roll for sleight of hand.
All right.
Give him advantage. I'm zonked.
Hold on, I didn't know we were playing Dungeons and Dragons today.
Don't you have wish at this point? Can't you just wish cast simulacrum?
No, I want to RP it out. I really think it would be funny if you woke up and I was just making a little statue of you. I think you'd be terrified. It's gonna be a 19.
Okay. Yeah, you managed to get a few clippings without waking him up.
I'm harvesting my Ziller. And then I'm going to spend the next 12 hours while he sleeps to make a small snowman of Ziller and put like the hair like on its little like crude head. Shove the fingernails in its hands.
At one point,
good.
Thomas kind of opens the door.
When he opens the door, I'm going to turn and be like, Thomas, I'm going to do it to you next.
He closes the door.
Okay, but like, why am I imagining just like the most disgusting built snowman, but like the most beautiful articulate face, like when it like handsome Squidward style, like absolutely immaculate face, but just this lumpy
And then just
worst
mashed
body ever.
potatoes.
Yeah.
All right.
Six Soup's having to like do things to keep the ice for the snow from melting. I do the face last. That's why it's the only thing that looks good.
Okay. Very good. So
I'll be here for 12 hours.
All right. Farron and or Arthalos. What you guys do?
Arthalos will he'll approach Farron.
Okay.
Let's see what we can do about Pip.
All right.
And we'll go through the secret tunnel to the heart of the mountain.
Okay. Step down there. Mostly greens and pinks emanating from the mountain heart today. Whatever that means, you're not 100% sure. Tokyo insists upon accompanying, but the rest of the dogs have the run of the keep and are just all over the place. Farron pulls Pip out. And Pip seems rabid. Kind of snarling, kind of looking around, kind of backing into the one side of the wall, and fangs bared. The tail like flanged whips cracking at anyone who gets close. Tokyo kind of watching. Farron with advantage, make an animal handling because Tokyo's being the alpha. trying to
I'm the alpha. I'm the leader. I'm the one you trust.
Oh no. Oh god. It's too applicable to the situation, man.
I hate everything. That would be a 27.
Damn. All right. Awoo's in the chat.
Oh, we're wolves. We run the night.
Pips, whilst still remaining in kind of this feral state, doesn't lash out and kind of almost confused, kind of paws forward. Arthlos, you kind of take off one of your gloves and put it up to the mountain heart. And you feel that warmth. Make an Arcana check.
Hey, Roria, it's your boy. I am not super great. Oh no, I am good at Arcana. When did that happen?
What?
When I hit level 20 and got a +6 in proficiency. That's when it happened. All right, 25.
25? Okay. Your eyes go iridescent, and you can see the soul of Farron. You can see the soul within Tokyo. And you can see the empty husk that is Pips. And would you like to describe what you do, or shall I?
I will kind of reach forward with my consciousness to Auroria.
While you still retain the abilities you have, Auroria does not seem interested in communicating with you right now. You do get the sense that she is up to something, though. Not like mischievous, but she's active amongst Kjol now.
So I can still see like the strings.
The strings are no longer
or
there.
Or those are gone because
you can now
paint's
just see
fixed.
the individual souls.
Can I like draw power from the stone to like try to do? I don't know what I would do.
This would be new territory for you.
Right.
What'd you get on your Arcana check?
25.
Yeah, 25. You're able to open up and heal Pips to allow.
Just the one Pip.
Just
Thank
the
you,
one-
Pip. Thank you. I wrote it down too. To allow the life force that is now able to access Kjol to ease into Pip.
Okay, so I'd be able to. Okay.
Yeah.
So would this be like considered something that would require concentration, or would I be able to cast a concentration spell to do?
I would say this can be an action.
Okay. I'll try like, because Pip is far away. He's backed up into a corner, right?
Yeah. He's been kind of led forward with her animal handling and calmed.
I'm going to slowly see if he'll let me like put my hand on his snout, forehead, like.
Kind of flinches, but.
So I'm gonna, still holding the stone, place my hand on his gently, on Pip's head, and then I'm just gonna channel that healing power through, and like pull Pip's soul back.
Okay. The mountain heart grows dimmer, but you watch as Pips kind of blinks and starts looking around, and then slowly passes over to Farron, and then just kind of goes over and just, and Tokyo just good.
Friend back.
Life good.
Q Arthalos.
I give Pip some some snoot boops and some love.
Nice. Kind of scampers about a little bit. This is the most sane that you've been able to perceive Pip since he was brought back.
Well, I'm hungry. I don't know about you.
Famished.
The two of you make your way to the banquet hall, and you can see a lot of the gnomes kind of scurrying about doing their thing. A couple of soldiers off their shift, kind of eating. And as two of you walk in, you hear Coach, "Welcome back. How was your journeys?" And he kind of scoots over, and as the orc chef puts out some food and puts out little bowls for the doggos.
Successful as it could have been, I guess.
Good.
How are things here?
Good. We're making good money. Without any of the goddamn goblins around to make me nervous. Good Lord. Things are returning to a bit of a calm, as it were. One of the old mom gnomes kind of snickers as she walks by, and he kind of...
Is it all of the goblins, or is it just one in particular?
I don't know what you're talking about.
What was her name?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Eunice, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, it
Eunice.
was because I called her hummus.
Yeah.
All right. And what was his name?
Mr. Big.
Big.
What I called him, Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
He pulls out a pamphlet and breaks the seal and kind of counts out 128 platinum, slides it over to you, and closes it back up. Business is good in times of war. War being an unfortunate thing, but of course there is profit to be made.
Not a war profiteer.
What?
Bald eagle flies across monkey costumes.
In other news, we are currently engaging in imperialism. Have you heard of oil?
Lost his evil, so he
You just wait for the
pockets
next
that with no
campaign,
problem.
buddy. You just wait for the next campaign.
Oh, I'm so good. We're gonna be anti-imperialism, anti-oil. Only thing we care about is fucking horses.
What?
Because horse is the most efficient engine. Horse takes grass and makes fast.
Screw
Exactly.
technology beats the burden only.
If I
Grass
put grass in
equals zoom.
if I put grass in a car, it's not gonna work as well. If I give grass to a horse, that thing's gonna zoom.
He zooms.
Yeah.
It's the
Why do you
other
think they
things
put
that make
miniature
the
horses
fast.
in cars for horsepower?
Exactly. So we're gonna just. I don't care how much oil you got. I'm gonna remove all of the oil fields and plant grass to feed my horses.
That's a 1-to-1 horsepower ratio.
Thomas sits down and goes,
Wait, is this the actual Back to Monkey campaign?
Thomas sits down and goes, "Don't listen to him. I heard they made up." And Coach is like, "You be quiet." It's true. She left
Well, then-
smiling.
Well, then not only the pain wasn't the only thing that was fixed then.
Mm-hmm.
Come again. Everyone else kind of.
I mean, if you made it up, well, whatever. Each one.
Not that the fixing of the pain.
Oh.
This is new news.
Yeah, I mean, I said it went as well as it could have been expected. Like,
It was kind of vague, but
Tell me
Did you-
everything. Tell me of your fantastic adventures. Did you slay some great giant evil thing? Did you? Was it difficult?
I slap Farron. Tell him about the dragon. Tell him about the dragon.
she just kind of like blushes a little bit. Zaz got really big, and we dropped him on the dragon. And he RKO'd him, and then I shot him dead.
Arcade. Oh, that sounds impressive.
It was pretty cool.
Wow, that's quite fantastic. Sounds like we are heading into more peaceful times once this whole other Jarl war thing kind of rounds around. It looks like we're no longer in an apocalyptic. This is cause for celebration. And he's just and Thomas like scurries off and starts spreading the news, and everyone starts freaking out. And the cooks the cook formally requests, "Oh, you mind if I throw a bit of a banquet? It's a good time. You for the heroes, of course."
Banquet away.
And everyone's and called her over in the back. Woo!
Calder's
feasts.
whoop wakes up Ziller.
Okay. Okay.
He hears
sure.
the savior's call.
Wait, no, Ziller, no, you.
Cat sleep.
What's happening? What's going on?
You got to go back to bed. You're having a nightmare.
Why is there a handsome version of me on the floor? Why is he so wet in a puddle?
You have Ziller is almost complete. You have to sleep for 11 more hours, 33 minutes, and 56 seconds. Please go back to bed.
I gotta go back to bed. You sure?
It's nap time.
Roll persuasion.
I'll make a wisdom saving throw.
Nope. Drop.
Oh, I rolled good. Fuck.
15 minus 1, 14.
17 minus 1, 16. Damn it. but Sticks. Why did that mini me pee myself?
Because you woke up and you scared him. If you go back to bed, he'll be real normal you.
Oh, hey, Sticks, could you I'm gonna hand you a letter, and on the letter it's could you get this for me? I need it. And it says an ivory statue worth 1,500 GP in the shape of myself. It's for a spell that I learned in my apotheosis state. It's called contingency. Anyway, good night. And I'm gonna pass out.
Six reaches into his pocket and pulls out exactly that. I've been working on this as a token of our friendship for many moons. The second we found the platinum in the vault, I bought the ivory necessary. I didn't even know what an elephant was until 2 days ago.
Could you tuck it into bed with me so I wake
Yeah,
up?
yeah. I have said it, so it is so. God cannot stop me.
Good night,
Or
Sticks.
you could
You're
go
my
talk-
best friend.
Whatever. All right.
So if anyone needs anything, just ask Sticks. He's been working on it for months.
There is a perfectly good dragon horde. You could go talk to the dragon. Could be a nice RP.
That's who I talked to. Where do you think I got the ivory from?
Okay. Yeah, I did that.
You were there, bro. You were the dragon. Anyways. How DMing works, man.
Oh my god. That's funny.
Oh, man. Jared Squidward. Anyways, moving on.
What?
So
Do you not remember that conversation?
Oh yeah. I do.
Zaz, you're looking over the maps of where you know that the three armies were that part gears. Looking over the maps, and you're not really sure where they could have been ambushed from in any way that makes any sense. Backed up against the shelf. Ideally, they could have been ambushed from the frost fogs, but then they wouldn't have been so easily. They wouldn't have retreated back into the Frost Fogs. If they retreated into the Frost Fogs, that means came from somewhere else. And you've got the shelf, you've got where they came from, where they were going. Where they were going has a lot of open, like, visibility. So there's a bit of a mystery there.
Okay.
Regardless, everyone gets a long rest.
I'm gonna wake up and just put on a robe.
Ziller, you wake up,
There's a Ziller staring at you.
and there's a you, just kind of.
Yo, who's this handsome dog? Look at that chiseled jawline.
And he goes, "Yeah."
Hell yeah! We start immediately going into a handshake, but we're both stupid, so it just like we just start slapping each other's hands.
Damn it.
Who made you? Why are you here? Who are you?
Well, I'll tell you. Dad.
Dad?
It's all come full circle. Styx is now a father. He's been collecting dads like Pokemon so that he could become the ultimate dad.
Hang on, let me call him up. Styx?
Styx is our dad?
No. Styx is my dad.
Oh! Can I
What is it, son? Do you want to go play catch?
No, Prime has woken up.
Oh, your mother.
Oh.
What? Give me the phone. I like snatch it. What did you do?
You realize your fingernails are perfectly manicured.
Why are my fingernails so pretty?
Your hair's gone.
Why did you give me a French manicure? What is this?
They call me the
I
Midnight
thought it would look
Papa.
nice. I see that my favors and gifts to you are not being well received. Anyways, this is our son. His name is Ziller. To Electric Boogaloo. But yeah, he's just like you.
He's doing the little dance in the corner from
it
when you got turned into, when you got in that nightmare from Thude.
Yeah, I kind of I gave him an idol animation. I kind of regret it, but
Is this a clone or a simulacrum?
the second one.
Oh, okay, thank God. Okay. It was a clone. I
I'm
was about to
working on
freak
a
out.
clone already though, so
No, we're stopping that one immediately.
he's already in the capsule.
He's already
I've been working on it for months.
He's in the oven.
How many things? Oh, nice. Thanks for the ivory statue. So wait, that was real? That wasn't a dream? The ivory statue situation?
Oh yeah, that's 100% happened. I went and I talked to the dragon like a couple months ago because I wanted to show you that I was really a very good friend to you. And I started whittling a little mini statue of you for my shrine that I just then decided to give to you instead.
Sorry, we kind of brushed over something in the middle of that shrine.
What are you talking about?
You said that
Yes.
shrine.
Yeah.
Where?
Around.
That's not specific.
It's not supposed to be, Ziller.
Okay.
I'll take the statue back. It will look very nice next to the
No,
other
no,
ones.
no, no. I want the statue.
Oh,
I want
okay,
it.
I see how it
statue. Well, I'm glad to be a mother now. I guess. I feel like I would have just liked to have been a part of this conversation, to have been a mother. But you know, I appreciate it.
I have your eyes.
You do have my eyes. Just gonna like put my hand on my own face. Anyway, so is this thing combat functional? Is it combat ready?
I mean, are you combat functional?
Well, you made the simulacrum of me mid-rest, so it's gonna also have to rest. So
It will take a nap.
Ziller B takes your bed. Takes your spot in bed.
get out!
No!
Out!
No!
I'll kill you!
No, you won't. You need me.
Yeah, I heard that. It
Rolls
has
over.
to die. Get rid of it.
Got rid of it?
Yeah, I heard that line. That it's become.
I'm gonna summon my sword and point it at its neck, and it's like, you got any last words, punk?
Roll intimidation. Against yourself.
That is a 26.
26. I assume that works.
I'd be scared.
Yeah. He's just like, I'm all right.
All right, you sleep you sleep in the floor.
Big spoon?
You can big spoon. Now we're both asleep. We dap each other up before we go to bed.
Just woke up.
Muffled from like the sending stone underneath a pillow and blanket somewhere, you just hear Sticks yelling, "The socks! Take off the socks!"
Anything else
Well,
you guys
actually-
want to do here? And Oh, go ahead.
We'll probably actually wake up and say hi to everybody. And
Okay,
enjoy
so
we need to eat.
everyone's kind of getting their breakfast, and to everyone's horror, 2 Zillers walk in.
I got a friend now. This is my stupid son. He's like me, except he listens to Sticks only.
Do you want to speak for him?
Yeah, sure. Sup, gamers?
I love how much stuff that we're just inserting into the lore off me. Yes.
This is real me. Thanks, not fake me. Anyway, there's 2 of us now.
Sticks walks in from behind them and goes, "Oh, I see everybody has met my son."
Calder spit takes. Just
In unison. Our savior! We run over to our savior and we give him a hug.
Ah! Do I need to kill one of these? I'm confused. Is there a curse? Is it a doppelganger? What are we doing?
No, it's me. It is me. I am me, and actually known as a simulacrum. Also, he doesn't have any equipment, so we need to go into town and get him some equipment.
I'm uncomfortable.
I'm sure we have plenty of spare
This is getting out of hand. Now there are 2
armor,
of them.
whatever it needs in the armory.
That's true. Do you have a? I'm gonna go and get Ziller 2 some equipment,
Okay.
and I'm gonna get some. I have a feeling there's gonna be more Zillers, so I'm gonna get some more equipment
Sure.
just in case.
Like, we've all seen Multiplicity, right? Movie about cloning. So what happens if I make a simulacrum of a simulacrum?
Well, it gets half the hit points of the simulacrum because the simulacrum has half the hit points of the original copy. So,
I'm gonna make a bunch of 1 hit point Zillers.
well, you don't. Well, now that we have this copy can copy me at full, so we can just have a bunch of copies that all are of equal value to each other, just one without the wishes.
And this is why I'm terrified. As a DM, I don't know how to deal with Ziller alone, let alone multiple Zillers.
We'll say that we're gonna at maximum do 3 Zillers because
I'm
that's
not
how many
complaining.
we could do at the party. We're not gonna do 100 because
I mean,
we could.
Just send him out into the world. Well, I'm waiting for like the we get near the end of this big fight, and you're like, I'm not even the OG Ziller.
I'm a copy.
And OG Ziller is just at home sleeping.
Like, Thude's about to like final blow Ziller, and just like there's a glint on the horizon. Camera pans over, and it's just a legion, just ranks upon ranks of Zillers cresting this hill.
Like that TikTok filter where she's
Oh, yep.
If it's 100 U's, you're still 1v1. Is that how it works?
Nah, it's a game. It's a game. Just is an execution.
a Ziller for every goblin.
We could make a Ziller army and a Goblin army at this point. We could have Goblin army, Ziller army. We could have any person an army. We could give anyone an army, but we could give Arthalos or Styx an army of themselves. Although I don't think Arthlos would want too many of themselves because that's dividing too much power.
I mean, just dominate an entire army.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
Be seated.
Stop bothering us and fight amongst yourselves. I don't care what you do, and then they just kill each other.
Well, all the same, hello everybody. I'm gonna outfit Ziller 2 with equipment,
Okay.
with starting equipment, and then could we potentially get all magic items that are equivalent to the magic items I have? Or would you say no?
I wouldn't say equivalent. You wouldn't have equivalent ones on hand.
No, gauntlets of oak. Okay. Well, it doesn't really matter then. It still has half my hit points. It's not going to increase its hit points in any way with magic items or anything, so it's fine. But it has everything except my Vizium apparatus and my gauntlets of ogre power. And we're just going to be eating and having fun. That's me.
Anything you guys want to do over these next couple of days?
How many days?
I think he's got 4 more days before he's ready to venture out. Is that correct?
Yes.
I'm gonna approach Farron. So, Farron, I heard the good news.
Pip is back.
Yes, Pip is back, but I have a question. Do you want Pip to be dog?
We can do that?
I can make Pip dog again, but I'd have to, before doing it, really go over my notes to make sure that Pip brain still remain Pip brain.
How would you?
I cast through polymorph on the Pip. The Pip turns back into a dog. An hour later, Pip is permanently a dog.
If you're sure it wouldn't hurt Pip, I think that would be wonderful. I think Pip would love to be back in his true form. Well, it wouldn't be his true form, but as a dog.
His original form.
Hold on, I could make Pip a chihuahua.
No.
Just running along at the front.
Okay. Not Chihuahua, maybe Corgi.
Maybe. Man, Pip's poor psyche.
No, let's not put him.
The body dysmorphia on this one.
Okay, it retains its alignment and personality. Cool. So yeah, if you want, I can turn Pip back into Husky or any other dog or any other animal of any creature of CR3 or less. If you want to get jiggy with it. Tokyo has a level, so I could make Tokyo a dude. Tokyo could become a human.
No.
That's terrifying.
We
You know,
could
he and Calder would be like best
Tokyo.
friends though, because they're both wolves. And Tokyo would be like, "Bro, why are you naked?"
Yeah, Pip back as a dog would be much
All right,
appreciated.
cool. I'll do that. We'll sleep on the Tokyo human thing.
Hey, you one shot?
We could make Tokyo I think Vloxen was posting in chat. We could make Tokyo, or Delsgate said we could make Tokyo a dragon.
What level is Tokyo?
Same as us. A level 20 sidekick.
Yeah, I could make Tokyo a dragon. I could make Tokyo an ancient dragon at that. Level and CR just have to be equal or less than.
You could make it
That also
brass
means-
too, and then it could change shape to a dog.
And be able to talk.
Just suddenly morphs into
Pip
dragon.
seems to be having a chat with Tokyo.
I love the idea of human Tokyo, like still trying to lead the pack at the front.
I mean, his personality wouldn't change, so he'd still be dog brain.
Well, his int would increase, but his statistics would go up to that of a human,
Right.
but his personality would still be dog.
Yeah.
Be so funny.
He would be like have the intelligence of a dragon, but it'd be like
Smartest
like-
dog.
hello.
Squirrel.
I require good pets.
My snoot requires booping.
I'm the alpha. I'm the leader. I'm the one to trust.
Anyways, I'm gonna go turn Pip back into a dog. Any special dog requests?
I guess just a husky again.
Okay. I'll go turn Pip into a husky and burn my 9th level spell slot for the day.
Okay. Tokyo the Displacer Beast. Sorry, Pip the Displacer Beast. Becomes, as everyone remembers, a husky. And would you like to describe the husky for me, Farron? Do you remember?
I gotta find the picture. Pip was a very stereotypical looking husky.
Okay.
Very
Just-
standard dog.
Very standard pup.
And Pip looks ecstatic. And all the other dogs just run over and pile on top of him, and they all just start playing and running around and getting really energetic.
Farron's immediately there and trying to hug Pip, but struggling.
just licking your face and being all happy and dog-like.
Good dog.
Thank you, Sticks.
Of course. I mean, it's now that we're like gods or whatever, I guess it's a pretty easy business. But anyways, I'll turn Tokyo into a dragon tomorrow. I'll see you then.
Tokyo's like,
Are you cool with that?
I don't know, I'd probably roll for it.
It'd be easier to pull a cart.
Tokyo, we could build.
No.
Yo, hold on. We could build if Tokyo becomes an ancient brass dragon that can then shape change into whatever. We could make a like saddle, like a harness, but with like a house on it. So it would be like Tokyo's moving castle. Like,
And
Just
then
take the
we could-
RV thing and kind of repurpose
and
it.
like exactly like saran wrap it to Dragon Tokyo.
And then when we fly into battle, we come in with our house, drop, Zaz jumps out paratrooper style, and then just expands, blocks out the sun,
Makes a crater.
We've just got a Quinjet now. Like, we're just a helicarrier.
The Tokyo jet.
Just got a helicarrier.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Turn someone into an object later.
You could turn an object into a creature too. Gift
Wait,
a,
where's Awaken? I
Gift-
need to
gift-
learn that spell.
gift a chair with sentience, or curse it with sentience, depending on your
Yeah.
perspective.
I was just gonna say, become sentient. I hate
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
What's Arthlos and Zaz up to?
Zaz. Yeah, still doing whatever he was doing before.
Steady as always. All right, make a investigation or a history check for me, Zaz.
13.
Okay. Two things. One, above the shelf, in that kind of region, a couple days north, on the eastern side of the wound, would be many giants would inhabit that area. You also know that, as a goblin, the shelf is riddled with tunnels. So that's kind of after a good 24 hours of kind of looking into things, those are two conclusions that you come to. And you know the giants because of the giants you encountered fled that way at the beginning of the campaign. They didn't flee that way, they just went off in that direction. And after some research, that's where they would inhabit.
So I'm drawing a conclusion that the giants are the reason the armies are pushed into the shelf.
They could be involved, yes. And you also know of the tunnels, which, I mean, you didn't get all the goblins. You do know that the goblins were working for Jarl Perenna at one point. Could be that she had access to those tunnels.
Sure. But to turn a whole military force from tunnels like that would be a pretty mean feat.
That's true. They would move at a snail's pace.
Yep. Alright, so I mean, have some avenues to investigate whenever the party's ready to go. So.
Okay. Arthlos, anything you want to do with this time?
Has Artie leveled up at all?
Oh.
Artie the Artificer?
Yeah.
I'll give him a level.
So he's level 4 now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I will pay him a visit. Artie, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you like?
Would you be able, and I present my Bloodwell vial,
Kind of puts his goggles up.
to enhance this?
Think between me and Sojin. The Inquisitor, probably.
Excellent. You'll have whatever funding you need. If I can have that before we set out in a few days' time.
Oh, okay. I'm on it. Get me Sojin. You find Sojin just nose deep in scrolls in the library, in the study rather, and he kind of looks up. Oh hey.
I have a favor, Sojin.
Yeah, what you need? Kind of
I need
makes
you
room.
to assist Artie with a project.
Okay.
So if you head down there as soon as possible.
Looks
need
at
it
all
as
of
soon
his
as-
books that he's got piled out. Yeah. Let me tidy up a little bit first, if that's all right.
Just be quick about it.
I'll have one of the gnomes do it. He gets up. Kind of makes his way out.
Is there an amount of platinum that I need to fork out for that, or?
What is money at this point in this campaign?
Right. I just got handed 120 something platinum on top of the 90 something that I already had, on top of the 50,000 worth of gems that I also have. Like,
Do we need to start applying for some grants?
Literally
Do we need to go get our
no.
grant money?
I'm just gonna say 207 gold worth of
Just-
components and stuff like that.
Also, once Ziller is awake, he could make by himself the dragon harness. By the way, because he can cast the spell Fabricate multiple times, and because he has carpenter tool proficiency, given to him by his dad, he can fabricate the harness required to make the thing. Just by the way, so we can very much make a Quinjet out of Tokyo Dragon.
Start a bank and lend out money.
Yeah.
You picture can you picture Coach just as an old bank teller? Just
I think
pinching every penny.
I think it's more terrifying that Arthalos would be owning a bank.
Yeah.
You did not pay your loans on time. How unfortunate.
Pay them.
just dominate.
Yeah.
person. Like, you don't need money for food, or you just need to hand it over to me. And I'm like, yeah,
You're so right.
I know when you put it like that.
All right. The following day, everyone kind of gathers outside. Calder, kind of nervous, kind of pacing a little bit. As Tokyo comes out, bark, sticks.
Yo, my boy, the mighty puppy warrior. Baron, can I turn your dog into a dragon?
If Tokyo's fine with it.
Tokyo, dog who speak common somehow. You want to be a dragon? You can turn back into dog later.
Roll persuasion or animal handling.
Baron, you should help me with
As
this.
you pitch this.
Guidance.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I could just. I realize now that I could just cast Speak with Animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
I'm gonna do that.
I want to hear Tokyo's logic.
Oh my
All right.
thing locked up. Hello.
Hi, Tokyo.
How are you this fine day?
I'm really good.
Excellent. I am well. There are pleasant smells in the air.
There are. So I have a question.
Yes.
Do you know how Pip just became a dog again?
And we are ever grateful.
My friend Sticks, you know Sticks.
He smells good. Has good berries. Sometimes. Sometimes he has great berries.
Sometimes they're not good.
Sometimes he has bad berries.
To a dog?
Yeah, no. So the dog's saying it's bad berries or bad berries. Well, Styx has offered to turn you into a dragon.
Whoa.
You would be able to be a dragon or turn back into a dog? Or Styx is it just dog and dragon, or is it more?
Technically anything he wants.
Yeah, technically he could be a person or
Once
a
he's
dragon or a dog or a tortoise, or I can keep going.
Would this aid you?
Would, but I only want you if you want to do this.
Sounds fucking awesome.
Tokyo.
I'm sorry.
Bad dog.
Excuse my
You
goblin.
know what? No.
Goblins invented fuck. Goblins are
Apparently.
awesome.
Mr. Big specifically invented fuck.
Yo, goblins are awesome.
Goblin's kind of based though.
What other things did goblins invent that are cool?
He kind of over to Styx. At once.
Okie dokie, and oh man, hold on, let me go through these things. Styx messes around in his component pouch, because I'm a component pouch caster, hex arcane focuses, and mixes up some stuff.
The illusion of your brother kind of watching along.
Up and like throws some of it like on the ground in a pattern, and then he takes out like a whatever a fantasy Ziploc bag would be, not a glass vial, it has to be fantasy Ziploc bag, and this has like some gray mist in it. I just kind of squeeze it in Tokyo's general direction, just like wisp of smoke comes out, and when you breathe it, he just boom. I'm gonna turn him into an adult brass dragon because I don't want him to be on the brink of death.
Well,
This is magnificent.
Could be large.
You make it. You can make it an ancient brass dragon.
I could, but how much longer would Tokyo have to live if he was ancient?
They can
Longer
live
than
forever.
all of us.
Yeah, dragons. Yeah.
All right, we'll go with
Longer
ancient
than all
then.
of us put together,
Yeah.
by far.
Oh no, poor Tokyo. When Farron dies of natural causes,
It's the roles are reversed. Usually it's the humans that outlive their.
Yeah, now you're Tokyo's dog.
Tokyo's
What
Like
they dragon
elves and
complex.
people, but Tokyo and you.
You are all so small.
And you are still a very good boy.
Very good boy.
Best boy.
His tail wags. Clears half of the
Out like a tree.
half of the snow off the lawn.
Jeez.
Well, there goes the forest. All right. well.
And thrashes a building. Just.
Alright, we need to calm down. Aaron's gonna reach out and do the How to Train Your Dragon hand and nose move.
I'm gonna come out in my robe. I'm like, that is in fact a good Tokyo, everybody. Am I still recovering from Wish?
You would be on the day that you recover.
So I'm recovered?
I think so, yeah.
Excellent. Tokyo, you speak now, right?
Yes.
All right. Check this out. Do we have a lumber yard or lumber at all, would you say?
It's springtime. They would be bringing in lumber. They would start being able to chop down and keep.
I'm like, Ziller 2, join me. Actually, this is gonna expend the Ziller spell slots. He'll never get them back, but it's okay. This is important. We can always make another one.
Used husk.
Yeah. We'll just let him melt a little bit. I'm gonna cast multiple casts of Fabricate.
Okay.
I can cast to make a. I've done a bit of math. I can make 10-foot cubes per cast to make a harness that will then be able to fit the cart on top of it and latch it into place. So considering he's a gargantuan creature, anywhere between a 10, we can do, how many casts of Fabricate would that require, would you say? If I can make a 10-foot cube of raw material into a thing that is of that size.
I'd say 4.
4 casts? All right. In that case, I'll just cast all of them instead, not use up Ziller 2. And I will make the harness, and I'll cast Mending to fix it into place. And then I'm going to use my Mizium apparatus to cast telekinesis, grab it, pick it up, and place it onto Tokyo as like a harness situation. And then I'm gonna use telekinesis again to mount actually no wait, Zaz can pick up the house. I'm gonna ask Zaz to go big. Zaz, big Zaz.
Sure, Big Zaz.
Big Zaz.
Zaz who's just got like bleary eyes from all the hard work he's been doing.
Yeah. Want to lift the house real quick?
What? Why?
Tokyo's a dragon. We're gonna mount the house on it so we have an air carrier.
Greetings.
Oh. All right. I guess. Okay.
All right. Boom! You are big. Congratulations.
I'll move the thing.
Just pets Tokyo like a small.
Yeah,
Look
Tail
at you.
wags again. Knocks
Like a
over
regular-
Calder.
You're like regular dog size again. That's not true.
Just right in the
Dragons-
ankles.
Dragon, it's the same size as you. You see eye to eye with the gargantuan dragon.
Just a mastiff.
And we mount the house. I'm going to attach it. I'm going to say that because I'm an expert carpenter, I'm going to make it such that we could. I have carpenter tool proficiency.
You do, yeah.
I'll do.
I just
So I'm
know
gonna
that was the. I forgot about that.
the latch. I'm gonna make it so that the cart can like latch on and latch off. And so
Okay.
now I'm gonna cast Fabricate one more time and install a ramp
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
So now that the cart can come off and on without the need of giant Zaz.
Okay. All right.
Get Artie in the mix and make it so it collapses on itself. So when it becomes a dog, it just neatly sits on his back.
Yeah. There's a little dog. There's a dog cage. So if he wants to be small dog again, he can like
doesn't
let
just-
down and. And then he can,
No,
like,
it
walk
does
out.
because it's technically equipped on him now. So when he shape changes, it just folds into
Oh.
shape.
Oh my god, yeah.
Heck,
it's-
it's even better.
Yo!
Yo.
Perfect.
Hey yo!
Okay, yeah. Yeah. You managed to get Tokyo Air set up, and everyone kind of wanders into the interior, and the interior is still the same. All the dogs are just on the wings, just as they're down, just kind of.
We're about to
Could
drop
make
into the.
We could
Sorry.
make an airline.
Yeah, Air Tokyo.
And a bank.
An airline and a bank. We could make tons of dragon.
The Kjol
fun-
Empire.
Yeah. Dude, Kjol's about to get sick.
Yeah, wait, hold up. Hold on.
Dragon number 2
Ziller,
now
we could
departing
take
for
over
my
the
soul.
world.
Dragon number 2.
Arthalos, we could take over the world. We could
We could airdrop Zillers into places from dragons.
we could make like a special forces team of Zillers followed up by like a diplomat team of Arthaloses, so that we could drop Zillers to disrupt like local Jarl governments and then send in Arthalos clone 6, 7, and 8 to negotiate. And just be like, yeah.
They can be very persuasive.
So you're saying we'll use the Zillers to do a false flag, and then
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, just wanted to be
Create the
clear.
problem. Solve the problem.
So what you're stating is that we turn Arthlos into a fascist dictator.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
I mean,
It was gonna happen on its own.
he's probably okay with that, being the way that he is.
It's expediting the process.
Yeah.
But that's the thing is, but with all of the technology and good things that the party could provide to Kjol as a whole,
Wait, that's the one shot, the one town that is able to resist somehow.
But would they want to
They
resist?
can't. They can't resist. They
Again,
can't.
Sticks makes such a valid point of all the good things that we're providing.
We provide air travel, banking, a
like we could move
Don't you
Kjol from
assume
like
the
high
culture of
fantasy
the people
dark
haven't
ages
made up
into
yet?
pseudo modern into like steampunk overnight.
Yeah, we could also just be like, hey, you know, you guys' bookstores charge, your libraries charge you. Our bookstores are free.
Yeah.
Also, let's be like,
Call them
Simulacrum Zilla,
libraries.
It's on the
wish they
coin.
wouldn't revolt.
Our bookstores are free.
We have this brand new thing called a library.
Library. Have you ever heard of those? You get a
where
library
you can
card.
borrow any book you want and then bring it back.
And it's free. It's
And
government.
we would have
Amazon.
sticks to just continuously make clones of the party so that the ruling class never changes.
You guys would be
It's
your own
just-
ruling class.
Yeah.
So many of you.
Everyone would have like 3 clones on deck at any point.
Poor Offbeat. He's like, this is against everything I stand for.
Infinite rice pudding boys.
Horrifying.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do before we go to break and then head off?
Could we state that once everything is clear for the next days, could I posture to Arthlos and Styx that they wish cast Simulacrum on Ziller, and then he will wish cast, then those 2 copies will wish cast on you 2 in turn, just so we
Sure.
have more. Okay.
This is
Sticks?
sounding an awful lot like the idea that I just had. I'm just saying we're like half a step away from pulling it off. Sticks makes bad berries. He could make antibiotics on accident by accidentally leaving some berries out and making a very crude form of penicillin, and then we're golden.
Oh no, you went there.
we can for this. We'll do that in the epilogue of the
Okay.
campaign.
Yeah.
We'll do that in the epilogue. But for the sake of Feffers' sanity, I don't want him to deal with 100 Zillers in a freaking initiative roll.
Now I'm okay with you sending them off to go do stuff in the world of Kjol, like off screen.
We'll send one of them off. We'll send the perfect simulacrum off to go do stuff. But then the two that you just made will go and that have spent their wishes, we'll go and tell them to we'll keep those two. But then the other one we'll send him off to where should we send off Ziller the baby?
That's the
Where should
rapper,
we
the
send-
baby.
Yeah, it's the baby. Where should
Lil
we send
Ziller.
baby Zills?
Lil Ziller.
Where should we send Lil Zill?
What?
Ziller Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Where do we? Well, we're gonna go talk to the.
Isix.
Oh wait, I thought we were gonna go talk to, what's his name? Bird Police.
No, we're gonna
Goran.
go talk to Isix and Twiceune, because then we'll have an army to go and get Goran. Because Goran's currently, is he captive by Jarl Perina? Is that the issue?
Unknown.
Unknown. We don't really know his status, so I feel like it'd probably be wise if we first save Twiceune and Isix from whatever's on them, so we can have a bit more of a force and money behind whatever effort we're gonna take to save Goran. If he requires saving in the
So
first
then,
place.
do we want to send Perfect Ziller, Lil Zill, to go do recon on Goran?
Yeah.
Like a more adept Kyle.
I think that works.
All
We
right.
could send Kyle too.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna look at Lil Zill and be like, if you need it, use your wish to cast Simulacrum on yourself to make another one of you. That one won't have your wish, but if you need it, be good, my son. I give myself a kiss on the forehead. They grow up so fast. I'm gonna go.
All right, and that's where we'll go to break. Arthlos does get his additional +1 to his vial. Two very tired casters wake you up, right? Like you just got to bed and you hear a knock, and it's Inquisitor Sojin and what's his name? Artie. They're both just like, "It's time, my lord."
I like inspect it. Excellent work. And
Artie was like,
like, do they get paid somehow?
yeah,
right?
but
Like,
it's just like that. We're making something for the Lord, you know.
right.
I hope he likes it. Their lawful evil lord that saved them. You know, there's some pressure.
Yeah. Trying to think of like an adequate. Is like money like a decent enough reward for them? Is that like still?
Maybe not
something that-
Sojin, but Artie definitely.
Well, I'm already giving Sojin access to test things or whatever.
That's true.
So,
That's true. Yeah, I mean, Sojin is more than happy to just get back to his books.
You could probably expand there. You could say we'll add a new wing to the inventor space or something.
yeah, I'll
That's true. He is just kind of tinkering in his room.
we'll just expand the keep.
You know, a little mini arcanum, you know, with all the apparati that they need and a magic hall. I don't know.
You both do good work. We'll see about expanding and giving you guys your own personal space
They go.
and funding for whatever else you can come up with.
Thank you so much. Wow. Yeah.
It's a much needed rest. Or just go back to studying Sojin if that's what you're doing.
Sojin's like, Artie is just like, I cannot thank you enough.
Thank you. And I put it on. Feel that good +3 with a 23 DC to my saving.
That's nuts.
All right, and we're gonna go to break there. We'll be right back, chat. Alrighty. Taco threw it back. I don't think your mic can reach you, buddy. Okay.
What's up, peasants?
Music. Bonk. Bonk. There we go. So, a new day comes. The party boards Tokyo. Tokyo Air. Are all the other puppers coming with? Or are they staying behind?
That's a trip for the other dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, the dogs can go along because I can just
Okay.
put them on my bracelet.
Okay. And is anyone going to be going along NPC wise? In your extended home from home?
Where are we headed again?
Canada.
To the aid of Jarl Isix and Jarl
Oh.
Twiceune.
Oh yeah.
I'm bringing my
hopping
posse of clerics. I'm just kidding.
in. Yes.
Not again.
Never again.
I'm Ziller. I'm bringing thing 1 and thing 2.
Okay. And you're sending one of them off to go do
Lil Zill is going off to Jarl Parana.
okay.
Yeah. There's
Okay.
thing 1 and thing 2 is the ones that are currently here, and then Lil Zill's with Jarl Parana.
Got it. All right.
You okay there,
Probably bring
Taco?
Unbeat
Yeah.
in-laws having a little trouble over there.
Do I need to send you the wiki how to breathe?
That would be very helpful.
All right.
Do we want
Everyone
to bring the savior?
You should bring with the savior.
I mean, that's
He's
a given.
standard.
Yeah.
He's in
All
the
three-
part. We have to bring the self-insert.
Yeah.
is Calder a self-insert?
We've been calling Calder a self-insert for
Maybe.
like a minute.
I could see it.
I mean, you expressly told us, like, why do you guys, after we were like absolutely razzing for Calder, like, why do you hate all the self-inserts?
That's
We're
true.
like, we were like, we don't hate him. He's just our savior. Like, I don't see what the issue is.
What is a spine? Oh gosh. So
That is a place
we have a castle at the bottom of it.
called Keep Coccyx. Gotta love it.
The wondrous cart that is now the cabin of Tokyo Air lurches a little bit as the wings take off. Farron, are we bringing all the other pups?
Yeah,
Okay, like in the bracelet or?
probably in the bracelet. I feel like them flying for the first time might not go over so well, so we're gonna go on the bracelet.
And slowly the party begins flying. A couple of windows. The Tokyo the dragon does have to stay somewhat lower to the ground so that everyone, doesn't die.
Breathe.
Yeah. About half a day, I'm gonna say, because we're skipping over the mountains. Are we going to where they were ambushed, or are we going straight to the mountain?
We should probably go to where they're ambushed. All right, so we can do
So
our
we can-
investigations.
That's true.
I mean, it's not like travel is a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, we have a dragon now, so we can probably get dropped off where they got ambushed, see what's there, investigate, and then figure out the course of action from there on out.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little longer than half a day, because you gotta go slightly northwards instead of just due east. It's late afternoon, and I love Taco so much. When Farron, being the one always to kind of ride in the front whenever possible, sees far down below thousands of bodies
Hostage check.
Delves. Yep, it's there. And a hail hydrate.
Great timing.
Slowly, the dragon slowly makes their way down, and gently, well, it's a rough landing, actually. It's not the smoothest. Toki is new to being Dargan. And everyone kind of almost falls over. Let's get some deck saves from everybody.
I am proficient in these now. That's a nat 20.
You're in a hammock and you swing a little.
That's a 29 in total.
21.
1 also.
1 also?
21.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dude, 21.
Calder.
How's the savior do?
He does.
Please tell me he's okay. I need to know that our savior is safe.
I'm checking
If he's
his
not gonna be
dex
safe, I'll
mod.
cast Wish.
Huh?
10. So he kind of falls and kind of crumples onto the floor from the seat he was in.
He crumples and knocks into Arthlos, who also just with his 9.
Okay. I forgot to turn off my fan. Everyone kind of steps out. Just thousands of bodies all strewn around you. Light dusting of snow. Blue skies today. For the first time in a long time.
Are the bodies Majin or are they like
Majin
varieties
is
of
probably
humanoid?
the least amount that you see. You see dead reavers, dead goblins, dead humanoids of various races. Couple of named ones. Unnamed named ones. And 1 or 2 dead giants.
I'm gonna investigate the corpses and try and see if I can discern, like, was this a scuffle? Like, how did this many die? Was it that they got with the Jambots? Did the giants ambush them? Did they start fighting amongst themselves? What happened?
Okay.
Anybody got speak with dead? I heard about it being a spell one time, even though I'm a barbarian.
The 26.
26.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving about, and you come across a member of the Obsidian Pact.
Hmm.
Kind of a wiry-looking elf, just kind of folded over, massive gut wound.
Do I recognize him?
No.
Who does he look like? How does he? Can I look around and see, like? So there's just this one member of the Obsidian Pact. So
That you've stumbled across so far. You can't, in an immediate glance around, you don't see anyone else dressed in all blacks.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can safely say that the Obsidian Pact is involved in this, as there is a corpse from their ilk. Calder, Savior, you recognize this one?
Yeah. What's up? Oh.
Oh, look, it's Dave.
Yeah, he kind of squats down, fishes about his neck, and pulls out a necklace.
Is it a dog tag? Because your guys are wolves.
That's actually pretty funny.
No, it's not. He's dead, Calder.
Yeah. I don't recognize him specifically, but definitely pulls the necklace. A member of the Obsidian Pact.
Do you think they could be involved in this? Do you think they're trying to destabilize? Do you think they instigated the fight between the giants and these forces? What do you think happened here? From your guess, you know them better than us.
He's
So
gonna sit up, kind of look around, kind of looks up the very, very high shelf. How much damage do you think they'd take falling down from there?
falling
If
down.
this was a game and not real life, Calder, I would say probably 1 6-sided die per 10 feet.
Yeah. About,
A giant can probably live that and be able to still fight.
And how high is the shelf? Could I put cookies on it?
Is there a jar up there? Could I reach it?
There's a toy. The wheezy penguin.
Oh no. How high is the shelf though?
About 800 feet.
You see a little plume of smoke coming
Well,
off
if
the
I was
shelf.
to say that this was a game and not real life, they'd probably reach terminal velocity at some point, and maximum would take about 20 of those 6-sided dice that was mentioned earlier.
Huh.
About 70 damage.
Yeah, a giant could live that.
Well,
Well-
hypothetically speaking, of course, if this was a game.
Where everything had hit points, yes.
Seems a weird way to jump into a battle.
Quite
Not
literally.
for people like us.
You mean hairless dogs?
Do you not take fall damage or something?
Dicks.
Not when we're shaped. Not when we've wild shaped into our bestial form.
For a moment, I said not when we're shaved. I
Oh,
thought there was an
I didn't know.
aerodynamic situation happening.
Whoa!
That was the most emotion I've ever seen out of Luna. Ever. We've played this campaign for over a year, and she's only I watch all of our faces for hours on end. She has never emoted so hard in her life than when I just called them hairless dogs, and how quickly her head snapped to the side and just looked angry. You're going in the thumbnail. It's happening.
I'm trying so hard.
and you've come so
upset.
far.
All right. So the hairless dogs could parachute down with the giants. Are you guys working with the giants? Is that what
We
what's
haven't worked with the
happening?
giants before. It's possible we antagonize them. Maybe they chase us. Them.
I see. I see. I see.
He slips. That kind of slips, and you kind of look at him, and you're like, he's still in all black.
Calder, here.
What?
come here.
While they're having this
scooches over a
conversation,
little
Styx is
closer.
gonna start fiddling with a body.
I'll have you know, I appreciate that could have been a Freudian slip, but I want to be cautious. You won't betray us, right? All 3 Zillers are just like all looking at him.
I wouldn't betray my sister.
Do you want to become a corpse?
I don't think anyone really wants to become a corpse.
You would be surprised.
If that's, if you, your statement there, do you understand how that's threatening?
Yeah,
You sure you want to be making those kind of threats?
threatening is
Stan-
not making a threat.
That doesn't make sense, Calder.
What are you doing?
Hey, Sticks! Hey, Sticks! Question. Come over here.
Yes, I am a little busy. Hold on. Styx puts a knife and a little file away.
I'm just saying, if it came down to fighting you guys, defend my sister, I'd defend my sister.
That's a different story. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, would you betray us for the Obsidian Pact?
Oh,
And
for the
us
Obsidian
include
Pact
your
specifically.
sister, because your sister's with us.
And I would never betray my sister. That's what I said.
Thing 1, thing 2, watch this one. I know we're not good at that. Good posing, gentlemen. Keep it up.
Baron, I apologize in advance for when I inevitably have to turn your brother into a tortoise.
Do not.
It won't be the permanent one. It'll be the hour one. He'll come back. Most likely, if he doesn't get put in the bag.
No. No bags.
Oops, all bags.
Maybe our turtle. Maybe.
I
Okay.
mean, if he's a turtle, you can just put him in the bracelet, right?
No,
I could put him in the bracelet now if he
If
was
he
okay with it.
willing, Yeah.
Dominate person.
like, well, I can make him willing at any given time. So,
So at this moment,
Well-
Tokyo returns to dog form and kind of.
Does the house just like fall
No,
on the
there's-
ground?
There's like supports that if he decides to, he can like lay down. The supports go into place. I'm a fantastic carpenter.
Wait,
And they
Well,
Well, it's
because he
equipped.
shape changes with a spell. It's a magic shape change.
yeah, so
it
he's
just- it
wearing
just-
the house.
Yeah,
well, it's
well,
true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
the
it
it
house
melds into his new
disappears.
form. He can choose to show it or not show it.
Yeah.
it's just a miniature house instead.
No,
It's just-
yeah. Well, I mean,
Could be.
Much
Or
less
it's just like-
suspicious.
if he wants,
If-
or it could just completely disappear into
Yeah.
his fur.
Six is kind of reeling at the fact that he did this right now, and it's just kind of like, whoa, my, what the heck?
Question. If someone's in the house when he shrinks,
Tokyo
can he
goes.
stay in the house?
I think you become part of the house.
I'm
It's
going
it's
to
an
give him-
it's an extra dimensional space.
I
So
think
that
we have to
extra
treat
dimensional
it.
space still exists.
Yeah, you still
just
are
can't
within the
leave.
house. You can't leave. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Easy.
But yeah,
you can't leave.
So
You-
it's
They're
a
Pokeball.
tiny
You could-
prison.
But it's not as a
Tokyo
tiny
the prison.
It's also an infiltration thing because we could just send Tokyo in, and then he could shape change back into a dragon,
Oh my god.
and then in the middle of a place, and we could just unload from there.
It's a
Tokyo's our
Trojan horse.
Trojan dragon.
Trojan
Yeah.
Tokyo.
Can then
Like, we-
become a horse?
Trojan husky.
Wait, if we turn Tokyo into a horse, that just makes him a really efficient engine. You put grass in, fast comes out. He's a little finger monster walking around because his joints don't make sense. He walks on his fingernails. Sorry, I have.
What?
So the way that horse knees are,
Okay.
horse legs are not like knee bends in human anatomy. This is why horses break their legs so much. Horse limbs are more akin to finger joints. So like, you know, the little hand monster you would make as a kid, that's a horse. So they're just walking around on really big toenails, well, fingernails, with finger legs that if they break them because there's really bad joints, aka fingies, it's just, yeah, it's a bad time for
I
everyone
hate
involved.
that.
Yeah, it's a terrible vision, but they're really good engines and they turn grass into fast.
And that makes up for fingernail legs.
Yeah. They had to cut some like
Horse
dead
girls
weight
everywhere
out of
hate
the
you.
design, so they
All
couldn't
those
afford really
homeschooled
big
horse
joints.
girls.
So we're in. Anyway, after threatening Calder, so I'm gonna continue to investigate the corpses and look for a play. Like, where did the obsidian pact run off to? Look to any sort of like direction.
You can see due south where it looks like a lot of tracks went off in that direction. You see a few corpses kind of, and it just disappearing into the frost fogs.
Can I look at the shoes of the corpse that I found? Is it like does it look like? Is it like obsidian pact like standard boots? Because like they have like a
they're
uniform.
like traveler boots, yeah, inked black.
But are they inked black or is it like custom boots?
Yeah, they got a custom vibe to them.
They got a custom vibe. Could
Yeah,
I take
black
off? I'm
leathers.
gonna take off his boot. I'm just gonna match the tracks just to make sure that it is the obsidian pact.
Okay, so it's an army's worth of tracks. So what you're doing is you're looking amongst all those tracks for
Anything that's like similar, if the tread is similar, like
Okay.
if there's like
make an investigation check. It's like a
26.
needle in a haystack. However,
I'm good at investigating.
you do
part of the
find a couple of like you do find a couple of these kind of wolfish tracks that revert into these boot markings you find, and there's a bunch of them.
All right, due south into the frost fogs. I think that's our destination, everybody.
Calder goes, what? Right to the back of whatever army?
Yeah,
I mean, first we gotta figure out what's happened.
we could appear as a dog. We could show up as a little puppy.
It's an army. They'll try to eat the dog.
And then it turns into a dragon because it's Tokyo.
Yeah, and then there's an army.
What are the...
I'm just saying, do we have a
Tokyo?
way to get past the army into the keep?
Dog.
Man,
I'll
guess we could
just-
fly.
Scoot him out of the way.
Everyone make history
Allay.
checks.
A lay and then roll over a bunch and just crush all of them.
Oh my god, if Tokyo is a dog and therefore the pocket dimension is inside of him and he goes into the bracelet. Inception.
Have a nested pocket dimension, yeah.
Wait,
Uh-oh.
we can't do that.
Yeah, I don't
All right.
think that's good.
No. We can't do that, or everything gets sent to the astral plane.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Luna's a Horizon Walker. She can be like, yeah, we'll just go back. It's fine.
Like, yeah, it's just a start of like one of those like dry starts of a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode where it's like empty snowy cape and then a void opens up and you're all like, oh, that sucked. Now we know. Don't do that again.
For Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it would just be one of us screaming until it cuts.
It's Thomas.
Such a good show. 19 on my history check, by the way.
Okay. You recall that there was a tunnel system that the party used in a nearby town that went deep into the frost fogs and came out very close, if not under, this keep that you're trying to get to.
Is that one where we met Crazy Martin? Is it that one?
Yep.
Okay.
well,
I will relay that to the party.
Taco?
I have harvested blood off of a body whilst they were threatening Calder.
It is very coagulated, but yes.
As long as it's humanoid.
well, in that case, if we can sneak underneath them, then I don't see why we shouldn't try that. Let's head to that tunnel system then, and we'll pop out right in the middle of the keep. What keep are we going to, y'all? What keep are we going to again? Just like something in the middle of Frost.
Jarl Tolenval's keep before he went mad and fled to what is now Keep Coccyx.
All right, let's go there then.
Okay. Party makes their way towards this small town. And it looks like it's actually been burned to the ground. You see remains of town folk having, once spring came, they all would have left and returned to their villages. And in this case, only to be met by the Borback riding Reavers. A large host of them, it seems.
Which one did we wipe out?
The werewolves.
No, the
Yeah.
boar riders, we melted the snow underneath them and
Yeah,
then
but that
gave
wasn't
them
all of them. That was like 30 of them.
And their leader, supposedly.
A leader.
Well, we
Okay.
did have to kill her again later.
Sure.
That's true.
Or did she bolt? I don't remember. I
No,
feel
we
like
killed her.
she
No,
got
yeah,
caught.
y'all
Yeah, the-
destroyed her.
Yeah.
She had warlock levels from Thude.
Oh yeah, we killed her. So. Whatever.
Yeah, but she
She's
wasn't like the
She's
leader.
like the only enemy who actually like dealt significant damage to me,
That's true.
and I took that personally.
Now she's dead.
Yeah,
Well-
she absolutely
And
is.
she'll never do it again.
Okay, so we're here in a town. It's been burnt to a crisp. Is there anyone here? Any survivors? It looks like, or is it just?
Make a perception
people.
check.
Can we all make?
Yeah.
I investigate.
Sure.
Oh, if I can investigate, I'd prefer to do that.
Yeah, sure.
All right, that is a 22 perception.
Okay.
18 invest.
18 investigation.
Quit copying me. Offbeat Outlaw.
No.
13.
19
15 for Calder.
perception.
I want to be you, Taco.
He will be Chalupa.
My brother, Cheesy Gordita.
You guys find a kid hiding in a well, the basket being lowered down. She is quite young, maybe 6. just kind of curled up in this basket, or a bucket, I guess would be more accurate. And who had the highest roll?
Jared.
I had a
Farron.
22.
I had a
Zaz.
19.
So Zaz, you're walking by the well and you hear the quiet sobs of a child.
I guess I'll peek my head over the rim.
Yeah, little nightgown, bathrobe, kind of curled up. Some snow has drifted down. She's kind of got her eyes squeezed real tight.
Hey kid.
Oh dear Lord.
Everyone hears the scream as the kid
You want
sees
to
a
you want to
goblin.
get out of here? Or you want to stay in the well?
Don't eat me!
Arthlos will come over, see what this is.
It's a kid in the well.
Oh no, little Timmy.
I think it's more of a Sally, but yeah.
Oh, not again.
I'll reach down. It's all right. You're safe now, and I will make a persuasion check.
Gear Sparks, you watch. You be careful. You gotta start a fight in the chat.
Once the kid comes out of the well, I would like to be
25.
observing with the ball.
Okay.
25.
Yeah. You pull her out. She just kind of grabs onto your leg, staring fearfully at the goblin.
Ah, look at that. Yeah, I don't do kids. You guys take care of it. I've seen too many of them get eaten. It's uncomfortable. PTSD.
Six is gonna go like keep watching with the orb, but like go stand with Zaz because like kind of the same. I've seen too many get thrown into pits.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna check.
And the
for
fact that she was in a
injuries.
well.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Sticks is gonna roll for like a
Roll
an
for
anxiety attack real
PTSD.
quick.
He's just like,
Yeah,
no,
Sticks
no,
is
this,
like
Sticks is like, no,
Sticks
this is where she
like
goes. And puts her
hyperventilating.
back
Like
in.
he's not doing good.
There's two Zillers come over to you. One of them covers your ears, and then one of them's like, "Stay with me, Sticks. Stay with me. It's okay. It's okay.
It's
You're out of there. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're safe now.
Eat this lemon.
Here."
He goes to take a bite out of it, like squirts him in the eye. I rolled a 2.
The physical pain brings me back to the present. Ow.
Are
Hey
there any
kid.
injuries? I wanted to check for injuries.
She's got she's pretty much unhurt. One of her foot, well, like one of her like kind of shin down is a bit burnt, like a 1st-degree burn. And it's been like that for a while. She looks very famished. She probably hasn't eaten or drank anything in a couple of days. She's actually would be on her last legs of exhaustion.
Okay.
What is still go down?
I don't know.
Got my bird.
Yay. Okay.
I didn't want to have to take my headphones off just in case you tried to talk to me.
Yeah, she doesn't look good.
I'll cure wounds. Her leg,
Okay.
and give her some water, and maybe like some rations or whatever. Just
Anybody
something,
got soup? Kid needs soup.
Kids.
Do we have a kitchen? Do we have a kitchen on the
we do have
on the
kitchen.
dragon carriage?
Small one,
Oh,
yeah.
Probably yes.
Let's bring Kiddo in. Let's bring Kiddo into the dragon carriage and just.
Hey kid, shut your eyes for a sec. We gotta let our dragon out.
Okay.
It's not a scary dragon. It's a
Don't
red.
worry.
Dragon.
It used
That's
to
a
be
dog.
a dog. He's very nice.
She's just like,
Alright.
Poppy.
Wait. 2 things. One, I still want to give the kid, now that I've calmed down, I want to give the kid a 1-over with the orb.
Okay.
With the ball of true seeing.
Okay. What's 2?
And then 2 is if I were to look at Tokyo.
You would see a dragon.
Okay.
Because that's its true form now.
Yep.
The
Yep.
question is, can you see? Never mind. It's a changeling,
Oh, not this again.
Oh,
But-
here we go.
it's a changeling child.
It was last time too.
That was a changeling who had
Appearing like a
changed
child.
into a child. This is a changeling child.
All right, 6 isn't gonna say anything.
Okay.
All right.
So
Thing
she
one,
kind of
thing
shrinks
two.
back from the from
Yes,
the dragon.
15 hit points.
Huh? Oh,
Like,
I thought you were
runes.
like, this child has 15 hit points. Nice. Yeah, she's looking. She kind of looks up at you, thankfully, and then kind of looks to Farron because all these scary men.
Farron's gonna crouch down. It's like, it's okay.
Oh, okay.
We'll keep you safe.
You said soup?
Yes, soup. And I also have more dogs. They're actually dogs that aren't
Oh,
big dragon.
okay.
They're all friendly.
Okay. And
Would you like me to bring one of them out?
sure.
Okay, Farron's gonna release Moon Moon. But Moon
You're so fluffy.
easy Moon Moon.
Boink. Hug. And you guys go into the tiny house.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to call it a cabin because that gives it the wrong impression, you know, that it's like a log
Cottage.
cabin and it's not. Ooh. She kind of gets on Moon Moon's back and they kind of go into the house. You can see like half of her because Moon Moon's so fluffy. She's got a little, just grabs the ears and Moon Moon's like, okay, all right.
The 3 Zillers are wearing various chef's hats and are now dancing and singing around a cauldron of soup, singing in Italian.
Calder
Beautiful
Calder
Italian
sits
opera.
up. Calder looks up from the book he's reading, and as the kid comes in and goes, "Oh hey," and she just goes, "Hi. You got soup?" And he's like, "Yeah, we got soup." And he does the whole like he gives Farron the, "Oh my god, I'm not good with kids. Don't please, I don't."
When the moon hits your eyes.
Like a big pizza pie that's
Vibrato in that. No, DMCA, we're done.
seems to shine.
The real question is, does he have red friends under his chef hats?
Does he have? Yes. Yes, he does.
Just the 3 of them. Roll performance as you whip up some soup.
All right. Okay, here's my performance.
This is the trio.
Performance is a solid 21.
Okay.
Thing 2's got an 18. And then thing number 3, and then thing 1's got a 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is enthralled by this performance, and by the time everything is done, she's no longer looking outside or looking at the door, you know, or Zaz. And she is much calmer. And kind of sits down next to Calder and starts eating her soup. Got her feet up on Moon Moon, and Moon Moon's just like, yay. And Calder's just like, so what's your name? Jenna. Keeps eating the soup.
Why? Anyways, moving on.
La Mao.
I'm Jenna. Well, it's nice to meet you, Jenna. I'm Calder. Cool. Keeps eating the soup. What's everyone else doing? I would like to think that the 3 Zillers are like comparing notes, kind of chastising the 18 roll for not being as superior as the 28 and 22 on performance.
I mean, I'm probably still outside looking around town, probably.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably be out there too, because Arthlos is also not.
Okay. The two of
super great
you
with kids.
do find the old stone building that was trapped like crazy. That you guys found Crazy Martin, and after some digging and some Zaz being Zaz, managed to move some rubble out of the way, and you find the old trapdoor leading down into the tunnels that you know can bring you towards the frost fogs.
I mean, I guess we'll sort of, having located the tunnels, make our way back to conveniently time to whenever they're done with whatever they need to do.
Okay, Zaz, you open the door to the cottage, and you're like, "Ah, she's gonna scream again." You look over, and she is just knocked out. Her head kind of slump snoring against Calder's shoulder, who is like stiff and doesn't like just like, "I can't get up now. I don't."
And sitting on the other side, just kind of like softly giggling.
And we didn't see any other survivors out there, right?
No, you did not. It looks like someone put her in the well and lowered it down to kind of hide her, as the Reavers, the Boarback riding, scar-focused matriarchs, kind of descended upon the town. It looks like an army, a very large army of these Boarback riding raiders just went right through the city, and a few stayed behind to kind of burn the city to the ground. And yeah, you don't find any more survivors, but it looks like that was the lion's share of what came up against the three armies that were your allies after they were, and then assumedly giants came down from on the shelf as well. So this was very planned out.
Well, we found the tunnel.
Oh, you did?
How long would you say that the kid was in the well?
Roughly like a week, maybe more.
Like a week?
Yeah, she was almost dead.
How long would you say the fighting lasted?
Maybe an hour or two, which is pretty long.
Yeah.
Before they gave up ground and fled into the frost fogs.
All right, can't do that then. Before we go into the tunnels, can the sticks have a sending stone for Professor Oak?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. But you are no longer an alumni because of the jester card that you pulled, or one of the other cards that you pulled.
Would he not remember who I am then?
Probably not.
I mean, I think he would remember all of us as a party and our mission. He just wouldn't recognize him as the status that
as
he would
old
have.
friend. Got you.
Or as a named one?
As like, I feel like how that card was. It's not going to change. He still went to the school. He just didn't. He lost all of his statuses, right? So like.
Okay, so a new change instead of erasing an old past.
I think
it's just Ziller's super cool idea about Mountain Rocks and where they should go.
It is just Ziller's super cool idea about Mountain Rocks and where they should go.
Ouch.
Sorry, I had to.
That's the event you can undo, is pulling that card.
You could.
Wait, actually, yeah.
That's as good a use as any.
Honestly,
you're still gonna pull the wish card.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
But, well,
What's
there's
it
not
look
really
like?
anything.
Paint me a word picture.
Sticks goes and pulls out his he takes out his Rolodex of sending stones to all of his different fathers.
His daddy decks.
he's got like a necklace that he wears that's got all like a string through all of the different sending stones, but then there's like little like dividers that have different letters so that they can be alphabetized. So he like takes it off and he's like flipping through it like a key ring until he gets to O for Oak. And he finds Oak
miscalls
sending
one of them,
stone.
puts it back. Nope, not that one. Sorry, this
and
one
he
looks
goes-
like the other one.
it like goes to like do the like take the call and like calls him, and like once there's like even the slightest amount of like confusion from Oak, he remembers and is like, oh wait, hold on. And because I don't have like the thing of the card, right? I just
No, you've just have this ability to do it once to change something that happened in the past. From the deck of many things, everyone who just jumped in.
all right.
The party's level 20 now, and it's terrifying.
Like the idea of Sticks doing it on accident, like without like being like, oh man, this would be so much easier if this didn't happen.
Okay, you're like, so hello, and then there's a bit of confusion, and then you're like, man, I wish this hadn't happened. And then it takes effect, and suddenly all of your is it just the one being a graduate, or is it all titles? You're just undoing that card pull.
I'm doing the card pull.
Okay, you undo the card pull, and you hear, oh yes, hello.
Okay, and then I walk away from everybody else.
Okay. How can I help you?
I go, okay, Oak. So, here's the deal. I haven't talked to anyone else about this because I like to just do things and see how everyone else responds because I'm bad at this. Wiggle, wiggle, nice finger wiggle. Anyhow, so you know how like I was from a group of people and like they did messed up things and then I went to school.
Yes.
All right, I got
remember you
another
talked to me
one, but
about
like
that.
they're like a lot younger, and
What do you mean?
we found a kid who is a changeling, and
Oh.
all of their people are not here anymore, like permanently. Nobody knows that they are a changeling, and I feel like you are the most open-minded person that I know that would
Well, that's
you
nice.
know. But you think they could have a home at the Arcanum if you teach them to like keep that close to the chest?
Well, everyone would likely know her secret.
But you guys are the place of neutrality, so
This is true.
would also
And
be
we
useful.
do, and to be honest with you, we keep that neutrality by not taking in certain people from troublesome factions.
It is fair. Just an idea, because I don't know what's gonna happen.
If
The last
you were
time
to
we
send
found
her
a
here,
changeling.
I'm sure she would be cared for. But there would be trouble, I think. I hate
All
to
right,
tell
we'll
my
talk about it
prize
later.
student no, but okay, bye. You put that down.
Six will now go and ponder the options, because with us is no place for a child. And Six just went, that's what I did, so maybe that will work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We could send them to my dad.
We could. Do
You
you want?
technically have like a whole gnome family that would just.
That's
Scoop.
true. Should we take him to the gnome family?
We could take them to the gnome family, but that's the thing is like
she could even become a gnome.
she,
There's so many of them. No, that's a bad joke.
but like that's the thing though, is like, is our keep like the safest place in Kjol or the most dangerous place in Kjol?
I was gonna
Right
say
now,
the safest
probably
place for you guys, but also it does have a certain amount of problems that come its way because you make a lot of enemies.
But we have the most allied dragons too, so.
That's
your knowledge.
fair. Also the most powerful named ones in the land, with an infinite number. We could send,
But I mean,
if you guys are willing to spend some spell slots, you could copy some Ziller. You could copy 2 Zillers.
And
And then-
like escort her back.
Yeah.
I mean, I can instantly send her back.
That's
true,
true.
but-
we always forget
also-
that we have that option.
We could also.
We
I was
could-
just thinking, like, it'd be nice to have some protection back at the keep
Yeah,
with
and
more like named
not-
one firepower potentially.
And not
could
just
also like figure out
leaving
what the
her there
heck
by
she
herself.
wants.
Hmm.
Tell you what, kid, if you make it all the way to the keep, you can stay.
Yeah.
She's 6.
Want a beer? So
She's 4.
so kid, what happened? Why are you in a well? What happened?
She's sleeping. Calder's like, shh, shh. Suddenly very protective of the child.
We gotta wake the kid up. We need to know what to do with it. It's a child. This is technically kidnapping.
Huh. Shove.
Technically is kidnapping.
I punch Calder just like, not like that, you dumbass. So, Jenna, nice to see you're awake. Did you enjoy the soup?
Yes, thank you.
Would you like another bowl of soup? Here's another. I pour another bowl of soup. So, Jenna, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to ask you some difficult questions, okay? If
Okay.
anything you don't want to answer, just say pass, okay?
Okay.
So, what? Do you know where your family is?
Well, Mommy was trying to find a place for me to hide, and they wouldn't let any more people in the garrison because it was full.
Where's the? Do you know where the garrison is?
She kind of points at a window of a destroyed building.
So I see. Is the garrison gone, or is it still potentially there?
It's gone.
Okay. All right.
This
Jenna,
whole
that's great to hear.
this whole city got demolished. Thank you for the follow,
Okay.
Mara,
So,
and thank you for the bits, Evie. Oh my god.
so there's a good chance that you're. It's a good thing that you're alive, but there's a good chance that your family is not gonna be here anymore.
No, Dad's strong.
Oh, who's your dad? What's his name?
He was the mayor.
He was the mayor, and what's his name?
Pop.
Dad.
Yeah. Well, my last name is Genevieve.
Genevieve. Okay. So your dad's strong, and where's your dad then? We can maybe take you back.
He went to go fight. So,
Oh, where's that?
I don't know. Once the horns were blaring, and he kind of put on his armor and grabbed his family's sword and said he was gonna keep us safe.
I see. Do you know where he went at all? What direction?
Probably to
tell
the
you?
gate.
Okay. So, what do you want to do, Jenna?
I want Mommy.
We sadly can't do that right now. What we can do is keep you safe until we find your dad.
Okay.
Is that what you would like? Okay. Do you want to go stay somewhere that's safer than out here, or do you want to stay in the carriage?
I'll stay here.
All right.
I don't know where else to go.
Well, we can take you somewhere safe where you'll be well fed and you'll be taken care of.
I have an aunt.
Oh, who's your aunt? Where do they
My
stay?
aunt's in Iverholt.
Iverholt.
And my grandma.
And your grandma. And what are their names? Who are they?
God damn it, Offbeat.
Jennifer.
Yeah, Jennifer. And I was named after my grandma.
Ah, good save. So with that,
The next one is getting named Geneva.
Jenna Geneva.
And then Yennefer, and then
Yeah.
yeah. So, okay, we can take you to your family if that worked. We can take you to your grandma and your aunt. How does that sound?
That would be great.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna gather the squad. I'm gonna pour her another
That
bowl of soup.
voice sticks immediately. It's like hair on it. Hair stands on it. Like, what is it?
Yeah.
That voice was not right.
Jenna here has a family in Iverholt. And I'm gonna whisper this to the squad. What do we do? We're kind of on a mission here. How do we get her to? We can't just like teleport a kid. Just be like,
Get a really big catapult and just throw her.
oh my god.
why not? Okay, Arthlos, that is a child. You are asking it to navigate bird fascist dystopia.
Calder goes, I'll go with her.
No, you won't. You
Whoa.
will save us.
You're our savior.
You are
not
our
hers.
savior.
I'll come back.
Will you?
Yeah.
In 3 days.
When all the saving's been done?
Listen, I'll go with her. Teleport back here. Can I do that? Can we do that?
How are you going to
I don't
teleport
know.
back here?
Well, we've got the organization that's in charge of all the teleportation stuff.
But they do the teleportation circles. We don't have a circle.
Can we make a circle?
That is not how that works. Oh, sweet boy. Not a thought behind those eyes, eh, Calder?
Level 15 fighter, level 5 druid. He don't know how this works.
Well,
I could
That
go with and then teleport back. Well,
that's
there'd only
what we
be a
need.
slight
You.
chance that I'd make it.
Wait, we
here.
have a
Let's
we
send
have
a copy.
simulacrum. We have simulacrum Arthalos.
No, we cannot keep sending off our like biggest thing that if this was a game that tilts the action economy to go take care of children. Like
We,
Gear Sparks. Let me go. I can
how
do
are you
this.
getting back?
I'll get a horse. I don't know.
oh, you mean a grass engine, Calder? Idiot.
Sure. It's a child.
I know. That's why I want to do this properly and not send and not just send a frankly irresponsible old you. Okay? I appreciate you, Balder.
I can wild shape. I'll fly back.
It would be faster if you became a horse.
What level druid?
5.
Probably not.
Can't fly yet.
Level
Pretty
8.
new to the druid levels.
You know?
You can swim back. Pretty sure. Though that might be level 6.
Look, if this is what he really wants, then
I mean-
know, just
You cool with it, Farron?
Careful.
All right, I can do that. I'm gonna do that.
Okay,
I got
hold
this,
on.
guys.
Calder, no, okay, now it's okay. So Calder's also in over his head. Okay, I don't know what the Arthalos are not allowed to hear this part of the conversation. Everybody else.
yeah.
Everyone kind of huddles awkwardly on the other side of the cabin. From
Arthalos, I
Arthalos,
just
who's
asked you to
kinda-
respect this boundary that I am establishing for me personally.
Are you declaring whisper?
For no reason. Anyways, so guys, I'm declaring whisper. I completely expect.
now?
I don't know. It's a. Oh, it's gone. Oh God, it's gone.
like this.
No, oh, it's gone. It's
tabaxi.
sheet down where if you have
Yeah, there you
coin.
go.
Yeah, there
Just
it is.
revert to the sheet.
You are
when I went in
Kajit.
trouble.
Sheet, thank you. Okay, so here is the thing. Takes like
Can I-
3 steps away from the kid and
can I
like
attempt to
shoves
listen
it.
in regardless?
You can
Yeah.
make a perception check.
Okay.
So, anyways, the child is a changeling, and the last time we ran into one of those, they died because of, certain members of the party. But anyway, here's the thing: is the why I had to say that Calder is now in, as they say, over his head. This changeling child is talking about having family members in another city that is well established that we also think probably is, not in good shape right now. And then on top of that, you deal with the fact that then means that she had the dad here who was the mayor, who was also probably a changeling. So then that makes this like a whole changeling town. The fact that this one child with family members is a changeling kind of, muddies the water a bit.
Is Calder a part of this conversation?
No.
Okay, so he's standing next to Arthalos and being like, "What do you think they're talking about?"
The kid's a changeling, and they're trying to figure out what to do. But I rolled a 27 for my perception.
Oh, I expected you to hear it. That's just for Six's like morality.
He's like, "Excuse me."
They're trying to figure out what morally to do about it. I guess he's afraid that I'm just gonna murder her or whatever. But
I
like,
mean, Are you?
No.
Oh. Really?
Look, look. I know that my track record isn't exactly clean,
I mean,
but
from
the
what
last,
I heard,
but
they
the
were- it
last
was
one,
attacking you. You know.
the last one almost killed all of Farron's dogs
And I mean,
and us.
That
So like,
we let her ride Moon.
I think
she's harmless.
I feel like our cover is blown sticks. I feel like there's no point in us doing this conversation.
Yeah, I did not declare whisper, so I'm just like casually talking. So like,
Okay, Outlaws, you
Okay,
can
we
come
had
in.
a-
Calder,
okay.
stay over there.
Yeah. I think that this is a very interesting conundrum we found ourselves in. I think our best option is then to send this kid back to Keep Coccyx and keep them safe until we investigate the matter on our own. Because we need to do this separately and
So
cautiously.
to be fair, Arthalos, I don't think that the child is concerning. I think that the child's family is dangerous.
no, I understand that, but you also think that I'm just gonna.
I mean, it's kind of the way we do business around here. It's like the Keep Coccyx way. Like, we almost killed Kyle so that he wouldn't talk.
Yeah, but
If it weren't for the lawyer in the can, we would have killed Kyle.
I was like, I think I just got threatened.
He's like, I'm in danger. All of a
Why
sudden,
are my ears ringing?
it's his curse.
Well-
It's the curse. He's got the paranoia on him from the card.
Yeah. I think then we send this kid back. Calder, you go back to Keep Coccyx with the kid.
All
All right? And you stay there, protect the keep. If any, and hand Jenna to the gnomes. Have the gnomes show her around, keep her fed, let her rest.
And tell Coach to keep an eye on her.
Don't tell Coach anything.
Okay.
Why
Don't
would you
involve
tell
Coach. The less you involve Coach, the better.
White knuckle.
If you,
No, you said you could be responsible, Calder. This is
Don't-
your responsibility.
this is your responsibility. You tell no
All right.
one.
I mean, I can do that.
Tell the gnomes, give them the kid, all right, and have this kid taken care of. And if anyone asks, say that the party found a child and are taking care of the kid until they find the parents, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
And then say that they're handling it.
And they will be trained to be a mighty warrior.
No, we don't know that.
All
Don't
right.
put
maybe.
ideas in Calder's head. There's no thoughts, remember.
So we have to put something in there.
Reverby echo noise. Boom.
All right, you got this, Calder?
Yeah.
Promise?
Yeah. I got this.
If you fuck it up, I'm gonna kill you, okay?
I'm gonna whisper to to Ziller. Should I dominate him to make sure he does it right, or do you think he can handle it?
How long does that last?
I can make it last for like.
If it can last for like multiple days, then I think it's fine. But like if it lasts for like only a minute, I don't really know what the purpose is.
Dixon leans in over both shoulders like, do you think he would do a better job as a tortoise?
Can Baron hear
Yeah,
this?
you're a part of all of this. Feel free to
Yeah.
jump in.
I did declare whisper,
No!
so
Oh, but I wasn't whispering.
that's fair.
Baron also comes in. It's like, no, we're not. No.
Made like concentric circles.
It's a chain.
Imagine Zaz is in the corner just pouring himself soup.
What is
If I use
that?
an eighth,
Take on
if I
all
use
this.
if I use an 8th level spell, it could be up to 8 hours.
No, it needs to be multiple days.
Yeah, by foot it's gonna take a while.
We're teleporting him
Well,
there.
I was gonna teleport him.
Oh,
there.
right.
Well, Calder, if you fuck it up, I'm gonna kill you. So that's your threat. Don't make me follow through on my promises. I like being the one who doesn't do that. So, anyway, take it away with the kid.
Teach her how to make berries.
Oh, Jenna. So here's the plan. All right, Jenna. So we've decided that the best thing for you to do is you're gonna go back to a keep for a little bit. Our keep, okay? It's a nice, powerful place. You're gonna be safe. You're gonna be taken care of and well fed until we can locate your family and take you to them, okay? But
Make a
I have hopes
persuasion
in
check.
Mhm.
Thank you, Floxen.
That is a. I was given guidance.
Yep.
Excellent. That is a 19.
Okay.
Nice. And Calder's gonna go with you. Okay. This is Calder. This is his name. Big lad. Very friendly man.
Okay.
And you're gonna get well fed and taken care of. Okay. And once we find your family, we'll come back and get you and hand you over to them. Okay.
Okay.
And you have the address of your family.
No.
Could you just like?
Grandma runs an apothecary, though.
Oh, what's the name of it?
I don't know. Something about.
Jenna's jovial juices.
No.
She makes potions at the apothecary.
Something about worm tongue.
Worm tongue.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. We'll find them for you, and then we'll come get you, and you'll be able to meet them. Hey, you know what? Why don't we invite them over to our keep once it's over, and we'll have a big banquet, a big celebration. You
Can I
go
bring
reunite
Moon
with
Moon?
him.
Can Moon Moon go with us?
Mm.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all ready?
Yep. Kind of packs his stuff, hefts his sword.
Just taps his staff on the ground twice, and there's just.
Just
God, kids, man. Glad I don't have them. I'll be a bad dad. All three of us.
Terrible parents. Yeah.
All we know how to do is make soup.
Can you imagine if you just sent her there with like a note, like
A letter?
on wood around like her neck?
I mean, honestly, that was Arthur's plan. It was just like, yeah, that's fine. The gnomes will get her, and she'll be fine. It's like once they see that it's my like
absolutely not.
signature, yeah. But that's
The chat's more worried about Moon Moon than Calder, which is fair. All right.
Jack. All right.
So, anything you
Let's
guys
go
want? Yeah, you guys want to take off into the tunnels?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That's where we'll pick up next week.
Excellent.
All right.